túl nagy a szeme, which means her eyes are too big.
Hi, I'm Szentmoly, and
today is the 45th day of trying to draw every day. And I thought I would do a little recap and then see how I improved or anything. To be honest, I didn't really go through this sketchbook since that I did the drawings, so it's like we go through them together. Okay, so this was the first day that I did. Nothing crazy, just did some heads. As I said in a previous video, I tried to do the 100 heads challenge that was really too ambitious for somebody getting back into drawing. So these are all studies. And then I did some video references. And then this was a few days later and I just drew over it, and this was a study too. I think this was the second day, both of these were the second day. Study heads. I have a tendency to draw heads, especially side profiles, when I don't know what I want to draw. That's like my default thing to do. I mean, you can see that I know what I'm doing, but it's not like good. It shows that it's just the second day of me getting back into actually drawing human beings. I think these two pages are a mixed thing. I think this was the third day, fourth, fifth, and these two. And I remember that I drew these on 2 different days. This was without reference and then this was with reference. I was gauging how much of the body did I remember. I mean, I remember most of it. The torso is something that gave me some challenge. As I go along with the days, it's getting better, or at least I think it's getting better. Another study, I actually quite like this study except for this hand, but otherwise I like the minimal shading. I wasn't really interested in the shading, more of the shape and just how the body looks like. The World of Quest. Fan art, I would say it's a fan art. I drew him kind of in my style. I tried to draw him more realistically, not in my style specifically, because I draw mostly mixing like realism with like the cartoonish style, so this is more of a realistic than my own style. This was really fun. I loved drawing this. Like, I wasn't really interested in him being anatomically correct, but I did want him to look powerful, which I think I achieved. And I have a digital coloring of this, which I will show in a second. We will go through this sketchbook first and I'm gonna show some digital things. Okay, so this was me trying out a more of a cartoonish style. This is the first way I did the blue-haired girl that you guys can see on my TikTok. This was her first design. I stuck with her headband and the little bump in the front of her hair, but I ditched the curls. It was too much, too many shapes, and I didn't really like that. I looked up some cartoon expressions and this is how I came up with that one. Tried pushing some expressions on my own. I don't really like that one, but it's fine. And then the gingerhead dude, who was first green haired, but I changed it later on. I don't really like the green. I don't know, it doesn't really suit him, I think. If I'm rambling a lot, I'm sorry. Okay, and then I tried to do some marker drawings, and then tried out different head shapes for the character, body shape. And then this is where I decided that I want to simplify her hairstyle and gave her this little spiky thing. And then I drew some more expressions. And then whatever the fuck that is. Playing with those OCs, trying to figure out the proportions and stuff. Nothing crazy. Expressions, trying to figure out how I want her face to look like. More body stuff. Trying to figure out how I want to draw his face from the side, which I still didn't actually decide on. Like, I think I'm gonna stick with the more realistic way to draw side profiles, like this one. I have like, what is it? For example, like I didn't draw his lips here, and I do here. So I think I'm gonna stick with this, but maybe make it a little bit more stylized, but I'm not sure yet, so it's like marker again, a bit more expression, trying to figure out how I want him to look head on. Some thumbnails, still trying to figure out how I wanted to draw her face, which I'm still struggling with, by the way, because I cannot replicate the way that I want her to look like. Like, it's always a little bit different. Túl nagy a szeme, which means her eyes are too big. Yeah, it's true. I always end up drawing her eyes way too big, but I end up drawing every character's eyes way too big, which I don't really like. A little bit of it's like a comic book strip, I would say. Like, she's drawing, like, that's the thing, she's like a artist character, and it's like she's drawing and then she feels something on her chin, it's a pimple, and then I didn't even finish it, and this is where I realized I don't know how to draw monsters, but her pimple turned into like a monster and she's like squished by it. And this was the moment I decided, yeah, I like the orange hair for him more expressions and stuff. And I think this is where I actually fell in love with drawing again, like these 2 pages. And I think you can tell that this is the moment that I fell in love with drawing again. I loved drawing this. It was so fun, and it was so quick too. Like, usually I struggle with like standing poses because you have to get the proportions right, and I struggle with that. But I love how I did the shading on it. Was so much fun. I love trying this one. This is the one where I decided to make a logo for myself. I don't really like this page, so I stuck a different page from a different sketchbook in it because I wanted it to be still visible, but I didn't want to like glue another page on it, so I just taped the page in. It's the same ginger dude, finishing the logo. Did this little doodle off camera. I have this as a video if anybody's interested in watching that. Oh, the purple guy. This is where I wanted to finalize how I wanted to draw his head. First, I wanted him to have more spikes, but it looks weird. It looks like a toupee, and I don't like that. He's gonna be like a cat guy. More of him down there. I picked up the wrong colored pencil. That's why his skin looks a little bit weird. And I tried to save it with some yellow, but I still love the sketch. But his skin is like, ugh. Don't look at it for too long. And then I wanted to explore. I think I want to draw more of his clothing, to be honest. But I wanted to explore his style. Like, I want him to be like a kind of a punk-ish character. So I did the crop top and some spiky bracelet and stuff. And I think this is where I finalized his hair with only 4 spikes, 2 smaller ones and 2 bigger ones. And it kind of reminds me of a crown, so this is why I gave him a crown. A commenter called him baby girl, so I drew him a baby girl shirt. I love the way his pants turned out here. Like, it shows so much form. I love that. More character. This is where I tried to replicate her face from that other drawing, but I just couldn't. And I do want these 3 to be in like a polyamorous relationship at some point. I know, but at some point I want that to be oh yeah, this is where she works. It's a gym. Like, I don't know if I should like talk about their backstory. I mean, it's not really fleshed out. I've only been trying them for, I don't know, less than a month. But maybe if anybody's interested in it, maybe I will talk about it in a different video. Some hand practice. I tried to do this from memory, and then I wanted to make like the movement. the hand, but it didn't turn out great, so I did another one, but that didn't turn out good, and then I did another one. I'm kind of happy with this one. This one turned out the best. I love the stylization of it. It's not too cartoonish, but not too realistic either, which that's my favorite kind of way to draw anything. Some thumbnails for this sketch. I wanted to do a third one, but I was like, I don't no. I have a video of this too. This one, I made a video of the Smosh audio. That's on my TikTok, by the way. Shameless plug. And then I did 2 of the drawings of the purple guy because this one turned out way too realistic. I don't know why. So I did another one. I stylized it more. I love the way his expression turned out here. It's so funny. To me, at least. Study. That's not a study. Oh, no. I did that on my own. I have a video of this too. My logo, my name. That's me drawing. This is kind of how I am right now, actually. Thumbnails. These are some ideas that I have for... This is an idea I have for a video. I already sketched this one out. I'm not sure if I want them to be childhood friends or make them friends in later in life. All of them are like in their 20s. This is the same idea. I just didn't like the first one, so I did another one, and then I did this, and that's all for right now. I still have some pages left in this sketchbook, but I think I'm gonna show some digital stuff. I'll be right back. I drew this. I did some study stuff. I wanted to experiment with skin more. I don't really have, and it's a random sketch. And then I did my persona, which is a moth. I'm starting to like the iPad. Study of Sam Sulek. I wanted to make a joke about, you know, how every few months the internet discusses how women don't actually like how bodybuilders look like, and I'm like standing in the corner with my obsession with big muscles. So yeah, but I didn't make the joke. I was like, no, I don't want that kind of heat, especially not on TikTok. Like I don't want that. I don't want to listen to people's opinions about, oh, but this body type is so much better than the other body type. Women like skinny men. It's blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, I don't need that. I don't care what people like. I know what I like. So yeah. So I didn't make the joke. But I love how this study turned out. Like I could have made it more finished, but I love that it's more painterly. Like there is nothing really, what is it, like smooth about it. Like everything is gestural almost. I love how his shoulder turned out, and I especially love how his chin turned out. I deviated from the color palette of the reference because that it's really gray, and I wanted some color to it. Made this random dude. I don't know. It's like, I don't really have anything to say about this one because it's really just a random sketch. I didn't really have a goal. Most of my drawings are like this, to be honest. Like I don't really have a goal with them. I just want to draw. I love how his arm turned out, and his little pouty lips. He's like, This is where my OCs started. I was thinking about maybe I should make a comic book, and then that's how all of them came about. I still struggle with drawing hands on the iPad because it's like, I don't know why, but it's so unnatural to me. I don't know why, but the iPad feels almost slippery to me. The screen just, I don't know how to describe it. I'm trying to work through that. But now what I do sometimes is that I sketch in my sketchbook and then take a picture and then finish it on the iPad. And this I did yesterday, finished yesterday. Started it 2 days ago and finished it yesterday. I really like this sketch actually. This is 100% digital. I sketch it digitally and colored it digitally. So this is the 45th day. Right now I feel pretty motivated. I'm still going strong. I did miss 2 days, but I didn't draw. But I think 43 out of 45 is a pretty good ratio of drawing and not drawing. A lot of people say that you shouldn't even draw every day because it's like gonna burn you out or something. I'm not sure. I still feel like I'm going strong, but I am waiting for the other shoe to drop, because how I usually go about these things is like I'm pretty motivated, going strong for like a few months, and then my motivation just goes away, which I hope won't happen again, but something's gonna happen. I just know it. I'm not good at speaking, to be honest. I don't know. I don't really have anything to say. Like, if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer. Like, I did have another sketchbook through all of this, but I don't really feel like showing it because it's kind of boring. There's nothing crazy good in this. Like, I shown some pages of this, but I don't think anybody would care, because those are like my shit. That's like my junk sketchbook, and I put that in quotation marks because every sketchbook should be a junk sketchbook, but you know, for the sake of the internet, I put more effort into the other one, and because I'm trying to motivate myself to make art that I am proud of. So yeah, I feel like I'm gonna still try and keep up with my goal and try to draw every day. Thank you for watching. Bye.